Okay, perfect. Alors, this week's parasha is Parashat Pinchas. We see something that's very incredible. We always see that it's around the 3 weeks we see that the Parasha of Pinchas happens. So the 3 weeks now we are mourning now the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash, and there's different levels of mourning until we get to Tisha B'Av where the 5 horrible things happen. So it's a national mourning, and we're going to see that although it was let's say bad what happened during this week's parasha, we see there's also a nechama in the sense that Pinchas, when he saw Zimri ben Salu doing the avera, he saw that she went and she had relations. Hi Chaim, how are you? So he saw that Zimri ben Salu had relations with Kozbi Batsur. She was a princess in Midian, and there was a big pandemic at this time, like we said. And as soon as he killed them, the pandemic stopped. And there was a big miracle that happened, and everyone was able to be in Shalom, right? So we see that although we see that he went and he had to kill them, we see that really this was the right thing to do. And that Kadosh Baruch Hu went and gave good things from Israel. So I was saying that the same way that Pinchas was able, Yeshivat Chamati, right? He went and he calmed Hashem's anger. I gave him my covenant of peace. You have to know that Pinchas, he was not a Kohen. Like we said, he was only given to become a Kohen because he was the grandson of Aaron. He was not his son. When Aaron became Kohen Gadol, it was given for him and for his children, but not for his grandchildren. Mm-hmm. So he had a special covenant with Hashem to be a Kohen.
Then how did the Kohen even start?
No, so it was from Aaron Kohen. But Aaron Kohen, go over here and watch. No, go watch, yeah. You want to go watch? Okay. So you want to, that's you pass my file.
I don't have the white one.
Okay. So to answer your question is that everyone came from Aaron Kohen, but it was when Hashem gave him the covenant, it was only for Aaron to be the Kohen and his children, but not his grandchildren who were already alive. So Pinchas was his grandchild. So it wasn't included.
It was for the grandchildren or great-grandchildren
that would come after. Exactly, everyone that would come after. But yeah, we see that we had peace that came thanks to this.
What? There's hot peppers on it.
Okay.
Or the olive, vegetable maybe?
You want? It's also with red sauce.
Oh, yeah? Allowed?
No.
Maybe I have to.
Okay.
I have to wash?
Yeah.
Okay. So now it gets us to our point in this week's parasha. And this is brought from Rabbi Victor Miller, that the Dor Midbar, you have to know that it was filled with big tzaddikim. And it doesn't mean if we hear stories or we see, that there was the sin of the golden calf and there were a few sins here and there, that they were not tzaddikim. They were the biggest tzaddikim. It was a kollel for 40 years. Everyone knew the Torah. Everyone was following the Torah properly. And then if you look at the Mefarshim, a lot of the things that we say, about Chet HaEgel, it's not so simple. It says that they didn't really do Avodah Zarah. So there's a whole concept behind it. But just to say that they were a very great generation. And we see, and we also see that we spoke about the 70 Shivim Zekenim. We see that we speak a lot about the great tzaddikim that were there, but yet we don't mention them by name. But we see there's going to be only a few of them that we mention by name. For example, Pinchas, we see that what he did with his actions, that he's mentioned by name. And we're going to see also Benat Zelofchad, the daughters of Zelofchad. What happened with them? They were going to enter the land of Israel, and they were women, and women did not inherit the land. So they came to Moshe. They said, Moshe, what is this? Our father passed away. He does not have any boys. We're only 5 girls. Why shouldn't we also get a piece of the land? And then it says that Hashem actually listened.
Hashem said they're right.
Exactly. So Hashem, he said that they were right, and they were able to get their share in the land. So we see that they have married 2 times their names is mentioned in the Torah. And we have huge rabbis, huge Talmid Chachamim that the name's not even mentioned once. Right? The Shivim Zekenim. We only know 2 of them, Eldad and Medad. So we have a big problem here. How is it that you have a regular person, you have regular, someone not special, nothing special, they come to Moshe Rabbeinu, and all of a sudden we put their name, And you have great Talmidei Chachamim. The biggest, we don't even mention them at all. So it's a big issue here. So we have to go further in the parasha to speak about David HaMelech. We have to know that David HaMelech, he was a very, very great king. But before he became a king, he used to be a shepherd. And when he was living by his family Yishai, there's a midrash that brings that Yishai, he thought that David was a mamzer, and he thought that maybe he's not his son because he came out redhead. It's like I always says, we're all Sephardi here. We live in there was no Sephardi in there. We're all Jews here. We live in Eretz Israel. How is it that the kid came out redhead? So he was the outcast of the family. They put him in he used to live like in the shed. He was, no one was really paying attention to him so much. And something very incredible happens is that David HaMelech, you have to know about his father. It says about Isha, he's one of the 4 people that never sinned. It says in the Gemara, there's 4 people that never made a sin in their lives. 4. So we see great tzaddikim, Abraham, Yitzhak, but it says 4. And one of the 4 is Isha, the father of David.
Wow.
So the father of David never made one sin, but at the same time, when David HaMelech, he prays to Hashem, in the Tehillim, what does he say? Ana Hashem ki ani avdecha ben amatecha pitata limoszerai. So what does he say? He says, ani avdecha ben amatecha. I'm your servant, the son of your servant. Now, what's the big issue, Yosef? Go. You're a chacham, you ask the good questions. What's the issue now with what we just said?
So, repeat your question.
So now David HaMelech, now he's singing to Hashem in Tehillim. We say this all the time. And we say, Ani avdecha ben amatecha. I'm your servant, the son of your maidservant.
Your main servant?
Your maidservant. You're like for a woman, so a female servant. I'm your son. Let's say David says, it says, instead of saying David, I'm David ben Ishai, I'm David ben his mother. So that's the question.
Good question. I don't know.
So now my question for you. Let's say now a person, le'avdil elef avdalot, his father is Gdolador, right?
Yeah.
And his mother is his mother. So when he's going to present himself, who is he going to present himself as?
The son of his father.
Is he going to present himself, I'm David ben Ishai, Gdolador, or I'm David? So that's a big point here. That
That was
David,
to be humble.
David, he had a karat hatov for his mother. Because even though his mother wasn't bringing him in yeshiva, and she didn't bring him up in the kollel and to be an avrech, she brought him up in her kitchen with emunah, with love, with affection, with food, with attention, and therefore he is grateful towards his mother, because his mother always showed him love and affection, and his father wasn't the same. So when now he's the king and he's in his greatness, he says, I'm your servant, son of your maidservant, ben amatecha, because my mother was also your servant. So we're learning something very interesting now from Rabbi Victor. What he's bringing out here is that you don't have to be a rabbi, you don't have to be a Talmid Chacham, you don't have to be someone so special and so, Baki in the Shas, or learn Gemara every day, to be someone that's important in the eyes of Hashem, to be a servant of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And therefore, each person is given an ability to be a servant of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the position that he's given to. So we see that these women, that David's mother, when she was in the kitchen, when she was cooking for him, she was taking care of him, she got him dressed, she always showed him what is gratitude to the world, what is gratitude to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, for the nature, for all those things. If we see all of the Tehillim is all about gratitude, how he's so thankful to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, all the greatness that Hashem made for him. So we see that this is the role of the mother. How can a mother give such a good chinuch for the children, that the children will grow up to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu? And this is really the highest level that a mother can go. And this is the same thing for the father. He learns Torah, he shows his children what is the Torah, he shows his children what is, wearing tzitzit, doing mitzvot, tefillin. And the more that he shows his children, the more that he has a higher place in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And therefore, it doesn't go. It's interesting because many times it says that in the Gemara that they went to Shamayim, a big Rab went to Shamayim, and he said, what's up there is opposite of what's here. What did he say? He said the people who are high there are very low here, but the people who are low here, no, who are high here, are very low over there.
עליונים למטה, ותחתונים למעלה. Whoever is up here could be down there. Whoever is down here could be up there.
Meaning that it's all perspective, perception. You can see someone, he looks like a big rabbi, a big Talmid Chacham, but it could be in the eyes of Hashem, he's a gornish, he's a zero. Why? Because Hashem knows what's in the person's heart. He knows what's really in your mind and your intention. If whatever you go do, it's only for your kavod, it's only for your honor, people are going to respect you, they're going to give you money, and this and that, that means that nothing is for Hashem. But you don't see this. You only see, oh, look, a big Chacham is here, I have to give him, I have to do for him. And this is a very important point, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the one who's going to go, and at the end, he's going to go and say, who is worth what? We say that in time of Mashiach, when everyone will come, everyone will be able, there will be Olam HaEmet. So you'll be able to see, who's, and that's why it says that the worst thing that will come in Olam Haba, when a person passes away, is that everything will be revealed. And that's why a person always has to do teshuvah. He did an avera, he did something very bad.
You want any more slices? You want another slice?
We're gonna start giving away everything.
You need another one?
No, it's good.
You want another veggie?
Yeah.
You have another veggie slice?
Thank you.
Anything else?
I guess not.
So this now leads us to another point, is that, and this I heard something incredible. I think it was Rav Ovadia Yosef Zatzal. He was saying, Moshe Rabbeinu, the Rambam was not born the Rambam. Rav Ovadia Yosef was not born Rav Ovadia Yosef. I heard the story from his father, from his son, Rishon LeZion Rabbi David Yosef Shita. What does he say? He said that his father, how did he start learning Gemara? He said his father was 6 years old, and they were all playing football in class, and because the teacher wasn't there, so he was a good learner. But he said, you know what, the teacher's not here. Instead of me going playing, let me see. He was curious, and he went to the Kita Chet. He went to the higher class. He wanted to see what was going on there. He said, oh, well, maybe what are they doing? So he was sitting in the back, and they were doing a Gemara class, and he was so interested. He was like so amazed that the next day when his Rebbe came back, because he didn't feel good that day, so he came back. His Rebbe, he told his Rebbe, I went to a Gemara class. Can you please teach me Gemara? He said, no, Gemara is not for you. You're too young. You're still skipping steps. But Rav Ovadia, he went and he told him the 2 pages of Gemara by heart. So then when he saw this, he said, with you I understand. It's not the same thing. And he started teaching him Gemara. But imagine, until 6, he was playing football. He was playing around. There's no problem also. It's not that it's a problem. But it's just, something very incredible how Victor Miller said. And it's very important to have this in mind. Someone asked me, do you think it's normal now, a person in Kollel, his wife is working and he's learning all day and he's barely bringing any money home. What, do you think this is normal? So what is the answer, Yosef? Tell me. What's the answer that a normal person would answer?
Like about what?
No, about this. Chaim, what would you answer now? Is it normal? What do you answer?
It's normal, but also maybe you should use it to, yeah.
Oh, so is it normal he just learns and he doesn't take care of, he doesn't have money for his wife and kids?
No one's going to say no, it's not normal.
So what would he, so no, but now he has to justify. So you have to say no, because the Limud Torah is the most important. This is this is our life, the Torah. Without the Torah, the world doesn't continue to work. The whole purpose of the world is the Torah, because we recognize Hashem. We recognize Hashem, we make the world go around. If people don't recognize the opposite, what's the purpose? It loses the purpose. And something without a purpose cannot continue to exist. So what did he answer Avigdor Miller? He answered, he said, it's not normal. No. But he said, to be great, you have to do things that are not normal. You cannot be like everybody. If you're going to be like everybody, you're going to be good. It's going to be okay. It's okay also.
To be perfect, you have to be not normal.
Yes, of course. Because it's like it tells you, let's say in motivation or in business, they tell you what's the difference between, let's say, this pizza store and this pizza store. This guy, he wakes up 6 a.m., he does the dough every single day. He makes sure all the ingredients are fresh from the day. Even it takes him an hour to get the stuff. The other
He
guy,
makes his pizza, mochi.
yeah, he makes the pizza moitzi, so there's no suffix, and he doesn't make all the problem with other people. Oh, what? Yarek, yavo. So all these things. So then you see, oh, what's the difference in the pizza? Why? Because this person is putting his all. So he's not doing normal things. Why does he have to wake up at 6 a.m.? Wake up at 10. But no, he wants to give a quality party. He wants it to be very good. So he goes and surpasses everybody. But everyone else wakes up at 8, 9. That's not your problem. You don't look at everybody else. And that's the same point here with learning Torah, with being an avrech and putting time for Torah. Oh, why are you wasting your time? Go watch the game. Go do this. Go do that. No, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to be normal like everybody else. Because to be great, you have to change, and that's exactly what David HaMelech he did. And that's why it says that Shmuel, what did he do? He came with the oil. Now he's on his way, and the oil, he's pouring out the oil, and it doesn't go. So he takes the first son of Ishai. He had 8 children. He pours the oil. It doesn't go. Like it goes like that. It doesn't go. Like there's like a miracle that happens. It's not going. So Shmuel, he says, look, there's a problem here. It's not this one. But he's the Bechor. The Bechor is the most important son. Of course, it has to be him. It cannot be him. So, okay, maybe you have another son. Okay, next one.
Nobody was thinking of doing it.
Nobody. What, this David? He was short.
They were thinking he's not even a kosher son.
Yeah, they thought he was a mamzer or this redhead. He was, he's taking care of the sheep, running around here. What's with him, But during those times that they put him down, that was his time of greatness, to connect like Kadosh Baruch Hu, to know that it doesn't matter what people think. He cares what Hashem thinks about me. And that's why what happened with Shmuel was he went with everybody, and then he told Ishai. But there's a problem here. Ava nevuah from Hashem, that Hashem told me. What did Hashem tell me now? Hashem, he told me you have to go, and David HaMelech, and someone has to be king from the family of Ishai. And now there's no more children here. There's a problem. So the Ishai said, no, there's one more. And then they took out David. And then when he put the oil went by itself on David. There was a miracle that Hashem made. The oil went by itself on David. And as soon as he was anointed, he became the king of Am Yisrael. So we see that it's incredible that, even in the eyes of everybody, we don't know who's someone who's so special, who's so important. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows. And this also applies that a person should not put himself down, Oh, I don't have time to learn. I don't have time to do this. I don't have to do that. He has to do the best of his efforts and have the right intention towards HaKadosh Baruch Hu, where he does business. Oh, let me see if I can, the contour. But it has to be all the opposite, Now you owe money to someone, you have to make sure you're not sure you give him more. The counting, you give them more. Not that it's the opposite, that you round up on the cheshbon of other people. No, for yourself, you round up to give more. And so that's very important. Not just a little bit more on the parasha.
No, keep it.
Just a little bit more on the parasha. There's also something very important that we see that we don't see as much is this Jewish pride. Unfortunately, today the Jewish pride is put in the wrong places because people are going to tell you, "I'm proud to be Jewish," but when you ask them what is it to be proud, you don't know what they're talking about. So, I'm proud. We're I don't know. We're a very old nation. We're this. We're that. But a lot of people they don't understand why. Why do you have to be proud to be Jewish? So we have to be proud that we're Jewish. Someone's talking. We have to be proud. We have to be proud to be Jewish because HaKadosh Baruch Hu, He picked us amongst all the nations. He picked us on Har Sinai that we should be a special nation. So Beni Bechori Israel. My firstborn is Am Yisrael. It says Ahavat Olam Ahavtanu, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves Am Yisrael with an intense love. And that's why it says that when let's say Ahavat Alecha Kamocha, if Hashem He loves this Jew with his defect, with his problem, with the fact that he walks on your lawn, and that he puts his alarm at 6 a.m. and bothers you, and that he never says hi to you, and all these things, and Hashem still loves him with his defect. So then, Kal Vachomer, if Hashem loves him, then also have to love him. And this also goes with all the things. If Hashem loves it, then I have to love it. It's like yesterday, the other day we're learning with Jeremy, we're learning. So we're talking that a person has to put his perspective of what Hashem he loves, he has to love. like a Yes. So this so this is also with the character traits, but also what Hashem loves, you have to love. And therefore, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so I was saying, well, what is the pride that we have as being Jews? So our pride is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, He picked us from all nations. And Hashem, He loves us. And not only He loves us, it says, there's verses, and even if with the Geh,
he became like us.
exactly. So also it says about the convert. So that's why also we were learning with it was Jeremy. So that sometimes you would think, someone's a convert. Maybe they're not exactly the way we like them to look. Because of racism and just the way that people were superly brought up. But at the same time, a person has to understand if Hashem loves this person, who are you not to come and say, you know what, it's not good for me. You understand? And that's why this is what the perspective that a person has to make. It's like with the parents. You see, your parents are not going to be so good to you. They're not going to say the nicest words to you. They're going to put you down. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu says that you have to honor your parents, so you have to still continue it. And this is the difference between someone who will lose out in life and someone who will be successful. There are a person who's going to put HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he's going to put the Torah. What does Hashem want? And he's going to seek for it. Sometimes he's going to go down. It's going to be very difficult. But as long as this is his perspective. Today, was I a step closer to get to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? What did I do today that was good? Where did I waste my time? And then with this, he will be able to get better. So very important with the kids is that the kids, you teach them this pride to be Jewish. What is this pride that we said? We said the pride of learning Torah, the pride of being a nation, that we're still here, the happiness, the happiness of Simcha, of Yom Tov, of Shabbos, and all these other things. Because like the mother of David HaMelech, she did not make him who he was by teaching him, by learning with him in Kollel, teaching him Torah. Right? Of course, this is also part of it. But really, how did she make him great? Is by giving him joy, gratitude, confidence, make him feel great, make him feel great about himself. And that's very important for you. Now, Hashem, you have a child. It's very important to make your kids feel like the number one star. You give them confidence, you give them love, affection, you listen to them, you hear them. And this is the keli for someone to be great. It's in serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's not just throwing the kid in a school, learn, and that's it, and imposing things and doing things like that. Because really it says, that really the way that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to do things and to teach things, everything has to be with calmness, with goodness. Even the way that a person has to do tochacha to someone. Let's say now, you don't like the way your wife does something. It doesn't say you have to go and scream at her and do, so nicely, hey honey, you know what you said the other day, I didn't really think it was the best choice of words that you used. I think maybe you should change. And I'm not saying that it's easy. It's sometimes difficult. But the thing is, that's why we're so lucky. That we have the Torah that teaches us how to be not only human beings, but how to behave like kings, how to behave like the best of the best. And this only through the Torah. The Torah, what do we learn in school? We learn how to behave, how to treat people, how to do business, how to care for another Jew. And today I had someone came to my house. He's cleaning the gutters. He's cleaning the gutters. Yeah, he had a kippah on his head. I'm like, okay, good. You have a kippah, you got the job. Just because I got a kippah. You understand? It's good. He cleaned the gutters. He did a good job. But I'm saying that, and I told him you have to be proud to wear your kippah. Not to be embarrassed, not to be. It has to be the opposite. And when you're doing something good, you have to be proud about it, and you have to be, and that people should see that you're proud about it, and not to be embarrassed. And this is the same thing that David HaMelech did. And that's why David HaMelech, he was able to go not only save Am Yisrael when he killed Goliath, but he was able to be the king, and he was the most successful king ever. He went and he won all his battles. It was a tremendous thing. He conquered so much land. I saw a picture today. David conquered all of Syria. Syria was like from Israel, Lebanon, a part of Iraq, a part of Turkey, and a part of Iran. It's like bigger. He conquered more land than Israel. So then there's a question in the Gemara: is this place considered like Israel or not? So we said that it's not considered like Israel because we have a rule that any land that we conquer let's say when we have the Bet Hamikdash, we have a king, only works if we conquered all of Israel. And since till today we never conquered all of Israel, with the Philistine, with a few little nations that still stayed that we were not able to conquer. we're gonna, and in the whole Sefer Shoftim it says it's a repeat. It's very simple cycle. Am Israel, we started sinning. HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent a nation against us. Then we went and we asked for forgiveness. Then eventually we overcame them. And then it's a cycle. But look, it's interesting to see that all the land that David HaMelech went and conquered it's not considered like part of Israel today. It's only the land that Yehoshua went and conquered that this is still considered like Eretz Israel. When he divided, why? Because there's also a rule that can only be yours when it's all the Shevatim that went and conquered it. But if it's not all the Shvatim that went to war, then it can, even this, if let's say there's only the tribe of Yehuda that went to war, then this land is not considered part of Israel. So it has different rules that applies to it. So we see there's a special Kiddusha to it. So just to finalize here, very quickly, we were talking about the girls of Tzilofchad, that we see that their names is mentioned 2 times in the Torah. So what's so important about them? Because they have the right intentions and they ask the right questions. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu, even though you think they're not so important, they're very important. And if it's important for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it also has to be important for you. Then we saw for David HaMelech that his mother, she took care of him and she gave him this joy of life, this happiness, this gratitude for everything around him. And all these things, and he was able to write Tehillim and do so many great things and become the king of Israel. But this came through this love, this chinuch that his mother taught him. So like it says, Ani avdecha ben amatecha, right? When he presents himself, instead of saying the Gdol Ador, he says his mother, I'm the son of your maidservant. And then we also spoke about the foundations of the Torah, how a parent has to make sure that the chinuch of the children, lead by example, to show them the right action, the right things, and give them all the tools to succeed. And so with all this together, and also we finish off with what we said about Pinchas, is that sometimes the person is going to do an action, is going to be able to change everything. So that's why us every day we have to see what can we do today, what can we do to want to improve and increase our relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If you're not going up, you're going down. There's no in between. So you don't say, oh, me, I'm good. I do this, I do that. One leg here, one leg there. So that's why every day we have to increase. And there's Hashem in those 3 weeks. It says that the Bet HaMikdash, that there's no tachanun. It says that. Exactly.
They say, whoever wants to look for Hashem,
That's what I'm saying.
the 3 weeks. The Shekhinah is now in Gulas, so Hashem is with us more. Because he's not from the English. So Hashem is with us now. Now it's close time.
And I'm here also, so I could.
Chazak. Yosef, you heard what Chaim said? Yeah,
Now's the time you can reach Hashem. Because now Hashem is Gulas. There's no temple, no Mikdash, no Yeshua. So Hashem is with us in our Eghar. So now the time to connect to Hashem. It's easier.
He said that Hashem is on in Bet HaMikdash, so we can connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So just to finish off, is that it says that the day of Tisha B'Av, we don't say Tachanun. The worst day of the year, we fast, we sit on the floor. Yeah.
Tisha B'Av, you like
Bye. You left the key, right?
Yes.
Mashiach got born. Tisha B'Av.
The Mashiach is born on Tisha B'Av. So we say that we don't say Tachanun on Tisha B'Av because we're waiting that the other thing will come. So since it's going to be changed by Yom Tov, so right away we did not impose the Tachanun.
Very nice.
Chazak u'baruch.